few months ago, I met one of the most talented brothers in the industry of animation, and his name was Lesean Thomas. I met him when I drove from New York to California to pursue my goal of being a full-fledged animator. I decided that I needed to make a change in my life and focus more on just what I wanted to do, which was become an animator. It was a journey. It was a tough little thing to, say screw everything and do what I want. And I did it. The journey's not complete as yet. I'm still on that journey, but this discussion is just about just meeting the guy. Like it was funny. It's just how it happened, and what I had to do to do. It's nothing serious or crazy, but I drove in from New York. I went to San Francisco, then I drove down from San Francisco, went to LA, and I was just looking around for places where I could actually find work as an animator. And it's tough, it's tough when you've been out of the game for such a long time, coming back in pretty much fresh on the groundwork. So you're on the ground trying to level yourself up to prove to everybody that, hey, you know what you're doing. And when I went by Titmouse Studio, because I went to several studios that day, but I stopped by Titmouse Studio, which was where he worked at the time. And I went in. I was gonna drop off my resume and things, and they were telling me that there's internships and things. And then I just remembered that Lesean had on it, a thought that he worked at Titmouse, and I said, "Does Lesean work? Yes, is Lesean here? Lesean Thomas is here." Like, yeah, he's here. And I said, "Hey, you know what? He knows me. Like my name's Ned. He knows who I am. Just tell him that Ned is here." And of course, he may have known me on Facebook, but doesn't know me per se. And it's just how he came. He came out, "I don't know this dude." We say, "You know what? I like that little gun hose thing. That's something like what I would have done back in the day. Come on in." He was the coolest brother I ever met. I never expected that kind of thing would have worked. But sometimes you gotta do what you have to do to get to where you want to be. So when I met him, he was discussing things. I forgot the name of the other artist there. It was a Korean artist, I think. And he was, I think working on storyboards and layouts. And, just to be in that vibe again was like one of the most exciting things, because I've been in that world before. That was my world. That's where I came from. But I stepped out, and explaining of how and why I got out and I came back in. It's still for a different day. But I'm back in. I'm doing my thing as much as I can. But it's the aftermath of the whole encounter. At the end, he looked at my work, my art, and he said something that really bothered me that day, and it pushed me to really try to be the best I could be. He looked at it and he said, because I do programming also. I call myself, how would I say, I'm a part-time programmer or something like that. I don't remember what I call myself anymore. But I do programming, a little bit programming sometimes. And I do art. So when he saw my game, I created a game called Born Fighters, and he said, your program is top notch or up there, but your artwork is down. And it hit a core part of me so bad. I felt like so distraught. It just felt like I felt horrible. I was like, wow, this person, I want to actually get to his level. And then to hear that was like the most crushing feeling ever. But after I left, like we went outside, and I think I saw the owner of the studio, one of the owners of the studio. And we were just joking around outside. I took a picture with him. And after I left and everything, I thought to myself, I gotta prove him wrong. I gotta prove to him that it ain't like that, man. It's just a lot of shit that I had to go through to get to where I am. Pardon my language. But that's my journey. That's where I'm going to right now. And everything, life is a journey. You know, you make your mistakes, you learn from your mistakes, and you move on. And you try to make yourself much better than before, and do the best you can. And that's why, you know, when I saw that he was doing Black Dynamite, I said, you know what, I'm gonna do a parody of Black Dynamite based on a character that I don't think they're gonna do, which is Black Dynamite versus Pootie Tang. In my style, well, one of my styles that could have so many variation styles depending upon who is the client or what kind of or you know, the gearing of what I'm going towards. So let me do it. It might not be up to his caliber, but I'm gonna do it to prove that, look here, man, I can do animation. I might not be on your caliber or wavelength or your flow, but I'm getting there. And everything, you know, you have to do your trial and failure. You have to do the grunt work. You gotta draw every day. You gotta be what you want to be. You gotta get into the world that you want to get into. You gotta do everything possible, you know, not to forget, or I'd say just give up, because I gave up, you know, or partially gave up a few years ago, and it haunted me a lot. And looking back now, I know that was the biggest mistake I made ever. But beating, you know, Lesean, and just you know, it wasn't just him alone I met. There were many other people I met, but his is the one that struck very hard in the core, where I'm like, damn, I gotta improve. I gotta be better. You know, there's a lot of people out there have to the best or try the best, but I gotta get better, and that's that.